RL102 Basic Russian Grammar Part 1
Основы грамматики русского языка, часть 1.
With Victor D. Huliganov. Copyright www.huliganov.com 2007.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Victor Dmitryevich Huliganov, coming to you with the next lesson, which will be 16th lesson in basic Russian grammar. We are here today in Cyprus, which is one of the Russian-speaking areas in the world, because, okay, mainly language is Greek with English and Turkish, but after this the major language now in tourism is Russian. Certainly took over from German. Very many Russian speakers here in this hotel, very many today. This is the sea. So if you want to see the sea, please have a look. Down there is swimming pools and everything below. And in this lovely area I am coming to you with the lesson. I don't think about you people when I'm away enjoying myself. I'm always considering the needs of my students. And with that in mind, let's go right ahead and look at a new class, another class within the 1B class. If you remember the 1B class of verbs, they have the second and third person singular and first and second person plural. In other words, the T form, the on and a form, the me form and the v form, always ending in ye, and then the endings. So you've got yesh, yet, yem, yetje. If it takes a stress, then it automatically goes to yosh, yot, yom, yote. This is the definition of a class 1 verb, because the place of this ye or yo is taken by e in the class 2 verbs. That's the main distinguishing factor between the class 1 and the class 2 verbs. But you've got 1a, in which the root of the verb before the infinitive ends in the same vowel as you've got when you've got the basic. It's kept in the root before the endings, so that you have работать with работает, whereas in these forms you have either no vowel, you have a consonant straight before the ye, yo, and usually that consonant comes then under the effect of the softness of ye, yo, or on other occasions you have a vowel there before the ye, but in this case you don't have the same one that appeared in the infinitive. So that we looked at nit and rit before, where it changes from this to nit to noet. We're not looking at that class today. We're looking at a whole new class where you've got something which ends in the infinitive in ovat, and it has the following endings if you look through the verb. I'll give you an example. Действовать. It means to act. Я действую. Я действую на тебя. I'm having an effect on you. I'm acting on you. Я действую на тебя. Okay? I'm influencing you in some way, yeah? But I'm saying действовать is acting on, affecting something. Ты действуешь на меня. Ты очень странно действуешь. You acting on me, and you're acting very strangely. Okay, it doesn't mean act in the sense of behaving. It's a different verb, but to act in the sense of having an effect. Он действует. Она действует. So, мы действуем. Вы действуете. Вы очень плохо действуете в данном моменте. You're acting, you're in a bad way at the current moment. Они действуют. So you've got these endings where the of part changes to u. So you don't have ut in the infinitive from действую. It doesn't become действовать, it becomes действовать. So действую, действовать. Another example. путешествовать, to travel. Often these tend to be into the basic forms are imperfective with these forms. Okay. Please notice it is not the same as ovat or ivat, where you have ovat and ivat. These are all what you call the iterative suffix. It means you're doing something a lot of times, like разговаривать means you have a lot of разговор. Okay, so and these are always 1A style verbs in ovat and ivat. But if you say ovat and also евать, they are in this form 1B. So путешествовать goes я путешествую, ты путешествуешь, он, она, оно путешествует, мы путешествуем, we are traveling, мы путешествуем вместе на Кипр, we are traveling together on to Cyprus. So, oh, was that the moon up there? Oh, it's the moon. That's nice. Always nice to see a little bit of moon on my programs. Okay, anyway, mooning apart. Let's get back on with it. Они путешествуют. Они путешествуют. It says nothing to do with Putin, although in a sense it does have a little bit to do with Putin, because the root put is the same common root. It means away. But we will look at this and its irregularities when we are doing the nouns, which will come in the 103 course. That's going to be all about nouns and adjectives. We are not really majoring on that in the 102 course, okay? Because I'm breaking it up in order to take things in a reasonable way and to go through certain things twice, in a sense. Building this in the 103 course on the things we did regarding cases in the 102 course. Okay, so путешествуют. Okay, from путешествовать. Вы часто путешествуете? Do you often travel? Now, I mentioned also a little bit earlier on, it's not just ovat, it's also евать. So, an example of this, воевать. Okay, so воевать means to go to war. Okay, to go to war with somebody. Они воюют. They are going to war with each other. Okay? Они от очень давнего времени с собой воюют. They are at war with each other from a very long time. Okay? So, this is just a couple of examples of it. Don't want to do it too long today. I will put some other examples of these verbs at the end of the lesson into I'll just put them up and read out the infinitive form at the end of the lesson on a color screen, but just to collect a few together in my head rather than give examples for all of them. But they need to be learned systematically in a group. You can use gold list system to do it. If you don't know gold list system, please look it up. Look up with two words, gold list, and maybe method or system. You can look up on Google, you can look up on the YouTube search, you can look up all over the place. If you put into Google gold list method, then most of what comes up is not only mine. Some people also use that expression for something completely different. But if you see it connected with languages, you'll see my system, which one person dismissed as glorified vocab book. But that's what you need, actually. You need a glorified vocab book. That's how the vocabulary book is the key thing. Yes, the vocab book is what's going to get you there. Okay, and the way to construct your vocab book ideally is what the gold list system shows. It's much more value than even doing exercises, because usually you're getting to do exercises, but it's not as good as far as training the long-term memory as the use, in my way, the gold list way of the vocab book. Okay, so I advise you to use it if you're learning this or any other language. I'm even using it with Japanese at the moment, so hopefully that was nice for you. I'll show you a little bit of the sea again. I must show you a bit more of the sea. The Mediterranean Sea, Средиземное море. So, hope you enjoy this, and yeah, maybe you like a joke. I suppose you like a joke as well, yeah? Everybody like a joke. Can I think of one quickly? You know, I did most of my favorite jokes, but there must be more. Okay, I thought of one which I sometimes tell, and I don't think I gave it to you yet. Okay, two policemen are stopping traffic and making routine checks on people. Of course, in the olden days, religion was very difficult to do in former Soviet Union. So there were forms which were allowed, but they were strictly controlled by Communist Party. And if you didn't like it, well, then you could end up, you know, easily in Gulag or somewhere like that. But now, you know, it's much freer. You can be in a church. Your churches can do basically what they want to do, as long as they don't get involved with the politics. They can, you know, they can say they don't like communism. Anybody can say they don't like communism now. So basically, you got a priest. Okay, and he's driving the car, and the policemen, they are doing their routine checks, and they stop the priest, and they say, "Well, Father, what's going on here then? What you got in the back?" And, you know, we don't, you know, it's not that we don't trust you. It's just we have to be the same for everyone. And so the priest says, "I understand, sons. You cannot make exception for me. I understand completely. I'm happy to show you what I'm carrying in this car." Let's open the boot, and there is like big white metal sort of box thing, sort of. And the priest said, "What is this strange big thing you got there?" And the priest said, "Well, the old boiler in our vestry, it's kaput. So I decided that we would, you know, use a little bit of the funds and buy a new combination boiler. So it's a combination boiler for the church." And so the policeman said, "Well, in that case, off you go. Everything all right." And then later, after he drives off, one of the policemen say to the other, "To be honest with you, I don't really know what a combination boiler is. Do you know what a combination boiler is?" And the other policeman look at him and say, "You asking me what is combination boiler? It was you who in the communist period was told off once for going to church, not me." It's the way I'm telling them. Okay, I picked a different song for you today. This is one which is normally sang by women, but for didactic and pedagogical purposes I will sing it with the women, although the words are not suited for a man, at least not in the countries where there is no homosexuality, like Russia. In these countries we do not have an idea of a man singing this for another man, and I certainly would not do this. But for sake of showing you an interesting song, a lot of my subscribers and viewers are women, and maybe they would like to sing this if they fall in love with a married man. Hopefully not with me, but it's not likely. Don't worry. It's something which they sing this. They can sing this song in this situation, and it is a very tragic situation, because obviously in Russia, in the days in which this song was composed, if you did fall in love with a married man, there was nothing you could do about it. Yes, these days, you know, the average Russian lady, she fall in love with a married man, well, she might well try to go for him anyway. You know, it's not beyond the scope of you know, they say all is fair in love and war, and love and war get quite close together when a woman who fall in love with a married man starts to make war, воевать, as we say in the lesson, against the wife of the man she loves. So it's not beyond the scope of today's morality, unfortunately. But in the days of this, if you fall in love with a married man, that was it. Might as well pack your things and go, because this was the end. And here are the words. Огней так много золотых. There are so many golden flames. На улицах Saratova. This is in the days before electricity, on the streets of Saratov. Парней так много холостых. There are so many unmarried boys. А я люблю женатого. But I love a married man. Tragedy. Ах, рано он завел семью. Oh, how early he started a family. Печальная история. It's a sad story. Я от себя любовь таю. I'm hiding my love from myself. А от него тем более. And from him all the more. Его я видеть не должна. I shouldn't see him. Боюсь ему понравиться. Боюсь ему понравиться. I am afraid of him liking me. See how far that is from today's morality. That's what they're after, of course, today. But it was then, this is now. You know, okay. С любовью справлюсь я одна. I'm having to deal with my love alone. А вместе нам не справиться. And together we will not be able to deal with it. Sad song, but reflective of more idealistic age than the sad situation that we have today. Anyway, let us sing and learn the song together. Огней так много золотых на улицах Саратова, парней так много холостых, а я люблю женатого, парней так много холостых. А я люблю женатого, охрана он завел семью. Печальная история, я от себя любовь таю, а от него тем более. Я от себя любовь таю, от него тем более.
Я от него бежать хочу, мечтой
Покажется, его я видеть не должна, боюсь ему понравиться. Бою справлюсь я одна, а вместе нам не справиться. С любовью справлюсь я одна, а вместе нам не справиться. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. Hope you thought it was vintage Huliganov. Please write if you thought it was vintage Huliganov. Please write down the bottom Hul is not dead yet. Hul is still alive and kicking with his lessons. And please tune in next time for lesson 17. What is next time's lesson? You ain't getting rid of me that easy. Next time we're going to look again a little bit more at prepositions. I want to give an obzor, a review of all the prepositions we learned so far, and add one or two more in, and just remind you of the different functions of the cases again. Okay, so we're leaving verbs a little bit aside. Now, at the end of this lesson, please learn the list of verbs which I'm about to put up. Thank you. Common verbs with infinitives in ovat. Рисовать, организовать, беседовать, советовать, существовать, интересовать,